He outlived his demons. He defied death more times than we can count. And yet, today, the world is mourning the unthinkable. Ozzy Osbourne is dead at 76. The man once dubbed the Prince of Darkness, the face of heavy metal, the king of chaos, and the most unpredictable frontman rock has ever known, has taken his final bow. But let's be honest, did anyone really think Ozzy could die? He survived addiction, stage disasters, near-fatal accidents, even biting the head off a live bat, and yet, somehow, he always came back for an encore. Now, fans are grieving. The rock world is in shock, and the internet exploding. Tributes, memes, and theories are pouring in. Some say it's the end of an era. Others, they think this is just the beginning of his afterlife as a legend. So, what really happened on that final day? How did we get here? And what comes next for the Osbourne family, for his legacy, and for music history? Is this the end of Ozzy Osbourne's story, or just another viral twist in the legacy of rock's wildest soul? It's official. It's real. On July 22nd, 2025, just before sunrise, Ozzy Osbourne, the indestructible icon of rock, passed away peacefully in his Los Angeles home. The New York Times broke the news first, reporting that Ozzy was surrounded by family, including wife Sharon and children Kelly and Jack, in his final moments. In less than 20 minutes, his name surged to the #1 trending search in the United States on Google, and it hasn't left the list since. On Google Trends, the top queries went from Ozzy Osbourne age to Is Ozzy really dead? To Will there be a public funeral? Time, the entire front page of Reddit's r/music subreddit was wall-to-wall Ozzy. Even TikTok, usually home to pop music and Gen Z dances, transformed into a full-blown Ozzy memorial feed. Ozzy Osbourne crossed 90 million views on TikTok in under 12 hours. From teenagers who discovered him through the Osbournes to lifelong metalheads with War Pigs lyrics inked on their ribs, everyone was sharing their grief and their favorite riffs. The first official statement came from Sharon. It wasn't long. It didn't need to be. Her message was raw, short, and devastating. Fans flooded the comments with broken heart emojis, black crosses, and messages like, "Thank you for sharing him with the world." Jack Osbourne tweeted something that hit home for many. "He's probably up there scaring angels. That's our dad." As expected, the tributes poured in from every corner of music, pop culture, and beyond. Tony Iommi, Black Sabbath guitarist and Ozzy's longtime bandmate, wrote, "He was more than a brother. He was the soul of Sabbath. We survived madness together. Rest easy, madman." Billie Eilish, who once called Ozzy a misunderstood genius, posted a throwback photo with him backstage, captioned simply, "He changed my life. Long live Ozzy." Elon Musk tweeted, because of course he did, "There will never be another Ozzy. Metal lost its king." And of course, it wouldn't be the internet without a dose of delusion. Some conspiracy-loving TikTokers suggested it's all a hoax, part of a posthumous album drop campaign. Others think Ozzy's death was faked to test how people would react. Spoiler alert, no, it's real, it's confirmed, and it hurts. International headlines followed quickly. BBC, Al Jazeera, Times of India, music stations across Europe aired 24-hour Ozzy tributes. Argentina lit up the obelisco in purple and black. Tokyo Tower turned its lights off for 5 minutes in his honor. For a man who once screamed obscenities at the Queen's guards while drunk in Buckingham Palace, this level of respect might seem ironic, but Ozzy wasn't just a musician. He was a symbol of rebellion, survival, and transformation. At this hour, fans still want to know more. What were his last words? Was he in pain? Will there be a public memorial? And, perhaps most curiously, is there one final unreleased Ozzy track just waiting to drop posthumously? One thing's for sure, the world isn't done talking about Ozzy Osbourne. Not today, not this week, maybe not ever. Now, the Prince of Darkness may be gone, but the ripple effects of his legacy are just beginning to spread, and some are already shaking the entertainment industry. History tells us that when iconic artists pass away, there's often a massive surge in public interest. Streaming platforms are already showing signs of this Ozzy effect. Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube saw Osbourne's catalog spike in listens within hours of the news breaking. Crazy Train, Mama, I'm Coming Home, and No More Tears all trended in the top charts on Tuesday night. Ozzy once said, "I'm not afraid of death, but I'm in no hurry to die." Now that he's gone, the world is about to redefine what Ozzy Osbourne means, both as a man and as a myth. But the question remains, will his family and the industry handle his legacy with reverence or turn it into another spectacle? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Before the mansion in Beverly Hills, before the MTV stardom, the bat incident, the madness, Ozzy Osbourne was just John, a broke, dyslexic kid from industrial England. Born into the soot and struggle of post-war Birmingham on December 3, 1948, John Michael Osbourne didn't seem destined for greatness, but fate had a loud, distorted guitar riff playing just for him. Early life, the making of a madman born into a working-class family. His father, a toolmaker, his mother, a factory worker. Shared a cramped home with 5 siblings, diagnosed with dyslexia before it was commonly understood. He was bullied at school and dropped out at age 15. Fell into petty crime. Served jail time for burglary. Ozzy once said, "I wasn't born to be a criminal, I just didn't see another path." In 1968, Ozzy reunited with an old schoolmate, guitarist Tony Iommi, and formed a band originally called Earth, but soon they changed their name to something darker, more ominous. Inspired by a horror film marquee across the street, they became Black Sabbath, and heavy metal was born. First album, Black Sabbath, 1970. Recorded in one-day second album, Paranoid, 1970, went multi-platinum with hits like War Pigs, Iron Man, and Paranoid. Critics hated them. Fans couldn't get enough Ozzy's on-stage persona. Part possessed preacher, part drunk wizard. He didn't sing to the crowd. He cast a spell on them. Ozzy wasn't perfect. He was a mess, a storm, but he was our storm. And now we begin to trace the final chapter of a man who defied death at every turn until now. It started as just another quiet morning in Hancock Park, Los Angeles. Birds chirping, mail trucks passing, a sleepy Tuesday. But inside the walls of the Osbourne estate, something monumental had come to an end. According to a family spokesperson and multiple media outlets, Ozzy Osbourne passed away at approximately 4:17 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesday, July 22, 2025. He was not in a hospital, not on tour, not in rehab. He died at home, surrounded by family, in the place where he had survived so many battles before. Sources say Sharon, Jack, and Kelly were at his bedside. His personal physician and nurse were present. No medical emergency was called. It was, as Sharon later put it, peaceful and quiet. For once, he didn't go out screaming. He had been in a declining state for months, but that final night, sources say something was different. He had stopped eating 2 days before, slept longer, said very little. Just one day earlier, he reportedly looked at Jack and muttered a simple phrase, "Don't cry. We did all right, didn't we?" The New York Times was the first outlet to break the story to the world, and within moments, chaos. To many, Ozzy felt immortal. The man had literally survived everything. A bat bite, an ATV crash, drug overdoses, multiple falls, even Parkinson's disease. For decades, fans joked that Ozzy was going to outlive us all. Overlay tweet from @RealMetalDad, Ozzy Osbourne just died. I seriously didn't think this day would ever come. That disbelief became the dominant emotion. Not grief, not rage, but shock, like the world had lost something unbreakable, a living myth finally succumbing to time. His final public appearance had been more than a year earlier at the 2024 Grammy Awards. He didn't perform, he didn't speak. But when Ozzy Osbourne raised his hand to wave from his wheelchair, the entire stadium rose to their feet. Paparazzi photos from 2025 had been rare. He had canceled all tour plans indefinitely in 2023. His final recorded message to fans was in a video posted to Instagram 6 months ago, where he said, "I'm still here. I've been through hell, but I ain't going nowhere yet." As of this recording, the family hasn't confirmed whether there will be a public memorial, but fans are already planning their own. Thousands gathered outside beside Ozzy's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Within 4 hours, rock fans lit candles, left notes, even placed bat plushies and black roses at the site. A tribute concert is rumored, with Metallica, Foo Fighters, and Slipknot all showing interest in participating. Of course, as with any celebrity death, especially this celebrity, speculation ran wild. Some claim Ozzy knew the end was near and timed it intentionally for Ozzfest's 25th anniversary. Others suggest he had been unconscious for days, and the family waited to make the news public. A few fans and trolls sparked conspiracies about a rebirth tour stunt, prompting one user to write, "Ozzy's not dead, he's just recharging underground." Honestly, if anyone could rise again with a Marshall amp and a mic, it'd be Ozzy. This moment marks the end of an era, the final blackout of a light that burned too bright for too long. But just like every metal concert he ever played, the echoes still shake the walls, long after the lights go down. When news broke that Ozzy Osbourne had passed away, the internet didn't just react, it detonated. Within minutes, hashtags like RIPOZZY, PRINCEOFDARKNESS, and OZZYFOREVER were trending worldwide. From TikTok to Twitter, from Instagram Reels to Reddit threads, fans, celebs, and brands alike flooded timelines with tributes, tears, and the kind of chaotic energy that only Ozzy could inspire. In life, Ozzy Osbourne was a headline. In death, he's a viral tsunami. The kind of public reaction his passing triggered proves one thing. Ozzy wasn't just a musician or a celebrity, he was a movement, a metal meme king, a forever icon. And as the digital tributes continue pouring in, many are already asking the big question: what's next for the Osbourne legacy? Could there be a movie, a final album release, or a grand tribute event on the horizon?